first thing is learning to relax the body. As I said, a lot of our tension is because of our nerve activating it, right? So I do this stretch a lot. It's just a slump stretch. It stretches the entire posterior chain, the back of the legs, lumbar, and the neck. And where you're going to feel the stretch first really depends on where your tightest. Okay, it takes me about 5 to 10 minutes just to let myself go and allow me to stretch. And on a bad day, I'll start about here. And then over about a course of 45 minutes to an hour, I'll just kind of melt my way down. And it's like the cloth of your clothing, right? If you pull it too hard, you'll rip it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't pull it enough, nothing changes. But if you put a gentle pull on it over time, the weave of the fibers will all loosen up.
Okay.
And that's what you're trying to do with the connective tissue. It's just to stretch out the fibrous tissue in your body to create more space. While at the same time, you want to consciously tell yourself to let go and release. Okay? I mentioned a lot of things in our mind kind of create tension. So when you're stretching, creating that mindfulness to all this stuff and sort of working things out in your head and to sort of resolve some of that will allow you to stretch out better. All right? When you start, you might want to just do this for a couple minutes, maybe 20 seconds. And just hang there and slump. Once you feel your body's kind of resisting,
Okay.
it's time to stop.
Okay.
And even then, you might want to take your hands, slowly lower yourself, and you may be familiar with this as Shavasana, the corpse pose in yoga.
Mm.
It doesn't seem like a big deal if you've only done a stretch for a couple of minutes, but if you've held a stretch for more than half an hour and up,
Yeah.
even getting up like this is going to be kind of stiff.
Yes.
You don't fight it, just slowly ease it back down, okay? And if it's really hard, you can't get up, what I would do is just kind of curl myself on this side, let it settle, and then slowly work yourself back to Shavasana. And this is where belly breathing is important.
Okay.
Just relax everything and allow the breath to go wherever it is. All you want to do is just disengage your body and let it reorganize. But once it's reorganized and you've loosened up, it's important to recondition to support yourself properly, because if you're loose, you're going to become unstable. To support yourself, you can't have relaxed breath here. You need to stabilize.
Okay.
If you think about the bones of your pelvis and your rib cage, these are going to contain your body, right? So if you pull a string tight, it forms a straight line. So you really want to have a straight, firm surface through your rib cage and your pelvis.
Okay.
Some people have their ribs kind of sticking out like this.
Yes.
And that's forward displacement. You really want to try and relax and bring your rib cage and your pelvis to the same plane.
Okay.
Keep this nice and still. Now you take deep breaths. So if you don't have good control, the breath is going to cause a rise in the abdomen.
Yeah.
Try to bring it back down. Take a deep breath. Once you feel this rise, stop. Hold your breath. Pull it back down. Breathe in some more. Hold it. Breathe in some more until you can keep this part nice and firm, and you can focus on the breath expanding through your lungs and your rib cage. As I mentioned before, you have your diaphragm on the bottom of your rib cage. As your diaphragm descends to create space for the air, it pushes into the organs. The abdomen being the weakest of the wall, the organs get displaced up. But if the abdomen stays firm, the pressure of the diaphragm will compress all your organs against your spine, and that's going to help you support it.
Okay.
Once you get that control, you go into your roll-ups. You take a breath in to lengthen your neck. You breathe in by tucking your chin in and slowly curling up. So when you curl up, all of this area here needs to compress, because the spine or the abdomen needs to curl in tandem with your spine in order to create that support. Don't tighten with your shoulders. Relax. All the effort comes from here. So you can see there, I'm pushing up. There, I'm pulling back down.
Mm-hmm.
And then you want to be able to create enough control where you're pulling down to come up without the legs coming too much. And I mentioned before, you want to be able to compress your legs and reach them away to create this length. Because when you create length, that pressure is going to support your joints apart.
Okay.
And the other option is to suck your tummy in and slowly try to place your low back down as you slowly lay everything down on the table. So that's sort of compression and stabilizing this area. So I think the best thing to do is just practice this stretch here. And then you can add a little bit of tilt here as you're holding and just waiting for the body to relax and melt. And those areas that feel stuck, it's probably because they are. And the thing is to try and relax them, to break down the scarring and the adhesion in the tissues, and then shutting off your nerves so that you stop holding. Often do this for half an hour to an hour at night, just to relax the mind and to release the tension in the body before you go to sleep. And when you wake up in the morning feeling stiff, you might want to do a couple of these stretches to sort of loosen up. If there's a lot of tension through the front of the neck or the hip here, what I do is throw a pillow on the bed in the middle of the back, and then I create this opening to sort of lengthen and allow that to release. And you can also do that on the lower half of you. Sitting on the pillow, just giving the hips a little bit of elevation to allowing gravity to separate you. You don't want to put too much energy into yourself, because if you're putting effort in there, you can't relax. The whole idea is to just let everything go. Okay? So practice that and see how that works out for you.